morning to you laddies, my name is Jacksepticeye and welcome back to Would You Rather, the game that really tests how much of a person you really are. Are you a robot, or are you just dead inside, or do you actually have emotion and deal with these things rationally? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's been a while since I've done a Would You Rather video, and I missed them because they're some of my favorite things to record. They're so simple and straightforward, but the type of stuff that gets into them is actually really good. They spark a lot of really great conversation, which I love. But the first question that we have on this is, would you rather be a genius in a world of unintelligent people, or be unintelligent in a world of geniuses? So, like, what's the level of the level of intelligence that we're doing? The level of unintelligence. Like, how dumb are you going to be, so to speak? Here you could say you're a genius in a world of unintelligent people, and yeah, you'd feel like a boss among everybody. That doesn't appeal to me though. This one is probably the one I'd go for, because this, you'd be like, if you're the genius in a world of unintelligent people, you could say that, oh great, you could teach everybody like the stuff that you know and bring up everybody, but it's much easier to do it the other way around. If you're the unintelligent one and everybody else is geniuses, it means that the world's probably a very high-tech, fancy place already, and everything is very efficient, and everything is very, like, the future cities. And then you're the one that has to be taught things. That you're the unintelligent one that has to be shown how things work, so probably this one. Really? Everyone else would rather be the genius in a world of unintelligent people? Oh, very selfless, guys. Very, very selfless. Come on, I thought I was thinking about it rationally. Like, the humanity in it. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Would you rather vacation in New York or Tokyo? Tokyo. I did New York. I've said this before in other videos. I can't remember what video I talked about it in. But I went to New York for the YouTuber Creator Summit thing. And for like the 4 days I was there, 3-4 days, New York doesn't appeal to me. It's not my type of city. I like city life. Because I grew up in the countryside, well, like a small village / countryside, and everything has always been country for me, and I didn't have that like hustle and bustle. And even where I live now is not like the biggest place in the world, but it's nice to see people out and about, so I like that. But New York was just that times 100. It was just sensory overload. There was people everywhere. There was roadworks everywhere. It took forever to get anywhere in the city. Well, I guess that's LA as well, but I don't know, everything was so dense. There was so much going on everywhere. Like, each block had just so much going on that for me, it seemed like a bit too much. It seems like a place that, again, I'd vacation in, but if I had my choice of other places, Tokyo, I would love. Some people would argue that that's probably Tokyo as well, but I've been to Korea, and I've been to to Seoul, Korea and everything, so I imagine it's similar. Korea and Japan have a lot of similarities between them. So, I don't know. And plus, I want to go visit Tokyo. I've never been there. I've been to New York already, so that's another choice. That I'd rather go to Tokyo. And that was very close. And I don't know. I like Asian culture. I like going there and seeing how things operate over there. And I just love Asian food so much. Japanese and Korean food. Yum. Would you rather sleep in a room a little too warm, or sleep in a room a little too cold? Oh, this is me all over. I mean, I like being in a warm room. I like when stuff is not too cold. If I had to choose, I don't know. This one. Because sleeping in a room too cold, like your temperature regulates itself during the night, and then you can always put like more blankets over yourself and heat yourself up. But if you're too warm and you kick off the blankets and you're trying to sleep, trying to sleep in a room that's too warm is so difficult. You sweat, you sit there, you're like, festering in your own heat, you get agitated, I get itchy and everything. It's just not nice. Way easier sleep in a colder room. Not too cold, mind you. Would you rather have your house burnt down by a fire-breathing dragon, awesome, or have your house blown down by a big bad wolf? I mean, you're just saying that I'd have my house destroyed. Which way do you want your house destroyed? I mean, either way, your house is getting destroyed, so it's not that great. So I'ma choose a fucking fire-breathing dragon. Because at least then, I get to see a fire-breathing dragon. If I get to see a big bad wolf that huffed and puffed and blew my house down, cool, great, awesome. Wolves exist already. You're just looking at a bigger one that's able to breathe heavily. This one, you're able to see a dragon. These are mythical creatures. I mean, sure, you could get into the whole semantics of, oh yeah, well, blowing your house down, you could actually be able to, like, rebuild it, or you'd be able to get some of the stuff out of it or whatever. This, your house gets burnt down and everything gets destroyed. But again, dragons, baby! You don't even have to talk to me twice about that. It's like saying, would you rather see a T-Rex or a dolphin? A big dolphin. A T-Rex all day, every day. Would you rather suck a hobo's toe for 2 minutes or be in a cage with a honey badger and lion for 20 seconds? I mean, this doesn't seem that bad compared to, well, that's 20 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna have to know, because being in a cage with them is not that bad. Like, they might just stay in their own space. They have to deal with each other as well. Like the honey badger and the lion, they'd be looking at each other like, hey, what are you doing? I don't know, who are you? And I could just hide over in the corner. I could climb the cage. I could do a bunch of things in 20 seconds. And then if I'm out immediately, this one might not be too bad. 2 minutes is a long time to suck a toe. I mean, after the first 30 seconds, you'd probably suck all the flavor off and it would just be like sucking skin. That's gross. I'm gonna take my chances with the honey badger and the lion. Seems like 69% of people agree with me. Would you rather have always have sticky fingers, always have bad breath? Oh, I don't know. I'm not in that many social situations that my breath is a factor. Always having sticky fingers. I'd rather the breath. If I always had sticky fingers, my keyboard, my mouse, everything would be sticky. My microphone. I hate sticky fingers. Like eating like crackers with jam or something, and then the jam gets on your fingers and you're like, oh god, wait, and you try and wipe it off, but it just the jam, the stickiness just takes the dirt from other things like the dust. It doesn't actually come off until you wash your hands. It would suck having bad breath. I mean, if they're remedied, like having sticky fingers, and then you wash them, and then all of a sudden your hands get sticky again after a minute or two. I mean, I could always just chew on mints forever. People would always rather have sticky fingers. Gloves, problem solved. No, my friend. One of the comments said that. I do not agree, problem solved. Sticky fingers are fucking gross. Bad breath is gross as well, but at least I'd be able to be around people and I could still talk to them. Just not super close where my halitosis would kick in. But sticky fingers, I couldn't shake people's hands. I couldn't wipe my ass properly. You'd had fucking tissue stuck to your hands. You wouldn't be able to type on your phone. People aren't thinking about this properly. Fucking sticky fingers, my ass. Okay, would you rather live in a world where everything is written in Comic Sans? I mean, I don't see how that's really that bad. Live in a world where the only music that existed was Call Me Baby. Comic Sans, please. I've nothing against that song. It was super popular when it came out and everything. And one would argue that it's catchy. Not my taste. But if all songs were that, compared to just everything being written in Comic Sans, this. All the time. Comic Sans is not that bad. It just became a meme that everyone was like, oh, Comic Sans is terrible. Who would use that? It's just unprofessional looking. That's the problem with it. And it's a bit cheesy looking and everybody kind of used it for a while. But I mean, if everything was just written in Comic Sans, boo-hoo, your life is so hard. If all music was one song, you cripple the beauty of music then. I don't know. If you were one of the Winchester brothers, would you be Sam or Dean? Dean! Jensen Ackles, come on down! I'm so a Jensen Ackles fan. Fuck Jared. Well, actually a lot of you would probably say, yes please! They're both very, very attractive, handsome men. But I don't know, I just like the look of Dean better. He seems like the badass, always wearing the leather jacket with his cool car. Sam's the problem. I don't know, I haven't watched enough Supernatural, but I don't know, he seems to be the problem child. Everything happens to Sam. Dean is the problem solver. Plus, he's just very handsome. Would you rather be telekinetic or telepathic? If we're talking telepathy, I'm able to read minds, right? And also impart my mind into them, so to speak. What the fuck is my phone doing? Go away! One of my apps is like, hey, did you know this thing? I didn't even know push notifications were on for you, you son of a bitch. Telepathy would be cool, because you'd always be able to see what people were thinking. And you'd be able to know what they thought about you. And then you'd be like, oh, do you want to go do this thing? And they're like, sure! But in their head, they're like, please kill me now. When really, you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that. And then you'd be able to impart your own thoughts into them, like, get me a pizza, kind of thing. That'd be cool. But telekinesis, you'd be able to just move shit with your hands and mind. I mean, I can move shit with my hands already. But I mean, you'd just be able to, like, move shit. And like, if you needed the remote and you're lying in bed, you should be like, beep, 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 beep. That's the sound of my telekinesis. I don't know. Because this one, it seems like it would get very damaging to your brain after a while. Reading everybody's thoughts all the time, even willfully, would just be like nobody wants to know what's going on inside somebody's head. Everyone was like, if everyone was just more honest, the world would be a better place. I don't know, sometimes white lies are a good thing, that you're not just brutally telling people the truth and then crushing them completely. So knowing what everybody thinks about everybody all the time, that might be a bit bad. Telekinesis. I could move some damn shit with my mind. That's badass. I could move the camera right now. Wouldn't that be cool? I wish I could do that. That'd be awesome. I could lift Doritos to my face with my mind. Which one would you pick? I don't know, that's a good one, because I love both powers. Which mutant would you rather be from X-Men would be a better question. Would you rather be Napoleon or Julius Caesar? I don't know enough about either to choose, so I'm just going to skip that one. That doesn't seem like one that I could get into heavily with. Would you rather eat a cup of baking soda and then do a shot of vinegar, eat a pack of Mentos and chug Diet Coke? I know the chemical reaction in both is that, poosh, but I'm wondering, eating these negates the chemical reaction in them. I don't know about eating this. So I'm probably going to pick this one, because this would taste gross anyway. Even if it did negate the chemical reaction, at least this I'd eat Mentos and I'd have Diet Coke. That's good. I'd like that. I want that right now. They sound delicious. But this, I don't know. It seems like it would be the same result, that the saliva in your mouth and the acid in your stomach and everything would cancel out any sort of the chemical reactions that are going to happen. So this would just be the better choice because it would just taste better. That's my logic. That's good, right? Jack, good logic, brain hole. Okay, would you rather be hysterically funny or be absolutely beautiful? Funny, please. I don't care about being beautiful. Whatever. I am the way I am. If I look the way I look, as long as I'm happy on the inside. If I'm hysterically funny, I feel like I get along with people better. I gravitate personally more towards people who are funny. People who feel like they have a personality and are witty and they're bubbly and lively and everything. I get along with people like that. I gravitate towards them more. I don't gravitate towards beautiful people just because they're beautiful. I mean, they might have a great personality underneath that and everything. One could argue as well that you could be beautiful and be hysterically funny anyway. Let's see the comments. I can still have a great personality without being funny. That's true. I mean, I'm not going to argue that. But if we're going to go off just being one or the other, if that's the only thing you have, then hysterically funny, please. You could still be hysterically funny and be decent looking. You could still be beautiful and still be kind of funny. Me, personally, I'd just rather be funny than beautiful. That's my opinion. If yours differs, by all means. That's the beauty of this game. That's the beauty of humanity. We're all different and we all share different opinions. Did I answer something like this before? See the future, change the past. I feel like I answered something in this before. I don't know which one I'd pick, really. See, changing the past, if I did that, would I be where I am now? Because I love where I am now. I love the part of life that I am in right now. I do such a cool thing each day, and I'm so incredibly proud of it and happy about it and grateful for it as well. And if I changed anything in my past, it might change where I ended up right now. And I don't really have any regrets from where I am now because I like where I am now. If I see the future, I mean, there's only potential there. This seems like destructive potential. This seems like, I don't know. Because you could be like, oh, I see the lotto numbers and then win a bunch of money, blah, 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 whatever. That doesn't really appeal to me. And people would say you'd see your own death. I don't know if I'd like that, but I guess I'd be able to see where I am in 10 years and see if I'm happy or not. So this one. I don't really care for changing the past. Because what's in the past is in the past. It's happened. It's done. I'd rather just move on and deal with what's going to happen now. Okay, last one. Would you rather have to eat tree bark for one meal a day or have to pour cold milk over everything you eat? Ooh. Eat tree bark for one meal a day. How much tree bark? I mean, I might just have to eat a tiny piece of it. That doesn't seem all that bad. For one meal a day, I could still eat everything around that. I found the logic hole. You eat a tiny piece of tree bark for one meal, Sure, you're still hungry, but then you move off and you're like, oh, I can order a pizza later, and then you're full again, and it's fine. Pouring cold milk over everything kind of ruins your food. I mean, if all your food is cereal, then win for you. But I mean, if you're eating pizza and you have to pour cold milk over it. You like how I mentioned pizza like 4 times in this video? I want pizza! But eating like, I don't know, a bagel, you have to pour milk over it. You're eating a sandwich, you have to pour milk over it and you mix it all soggy. Ew, gross, no, I'd rather have to eat tree bark. Yeah, kind of felt like I'd be in the minority on that one. I love food so much, I love the different flavors of it, and I love the different combinations of food and how flavors pop and the smells of it and everything. If you have to pour cold milk over it, then you ruin it. And then your food is cold then. You get a fucking delicious, medium rare filet mignon from a beautiful restaurant. My mouth's filling up with spit right now because I want steak. And you eat that and it's beautiful. But no, you pour cold milk on it, then it's cold. And the mashed potatoes that you get with it, the garlic mash that you get with it is cold. No, fuck you, milk. I love you, but don't ruin all my food. Anyway, that does it for this episode of Would You Rather. This is a really good one. There was some really good questions in there. Really awkward, weird questions. Some of them I skipped over just because they didn't feel like they were anything. But I like these ones where you can actually think them out. Not this. This is a bit of a silly one. But some of the other ones where you can logic them out and you actually think about them. And then you're like, wow, if I actually had the choice between them, which would I pick? It's fun. I want to know what you guys would pick for some of these. Especially the telepathy and the telekinetic one. Because superpowers are always a good medium for conversation. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, punch that like button in the face. Like a boys. And leave things around. Whoosh, whoosh. Thank you guys, and I will see you dudes. I can almost get up there. That's how I'm going to do it. Annoying. Ow. Fuck. Ouch. The brain. Oh god, it's so good. Is it time for pizza? No. I'd feel like a fatty.